How weird is it for you to play Oregon in this bowl game?
Man, it's really not that weird for me, right now because, I haven't really seen the guys. I've seen Kenyon once, but I haven't seen the other guys that, I played with. So it's not, it's not too different. I mean, it'd probably be weird when you do the events, me knowing everybody in the program and, stuff like that. But right now, it's, we just been doing what we do, getting out here to this weather. It's 60 degrees in December, so that's the weirdest thing for me. Yeah, it's definitely cool knowing that if I was sitting here or if I wasn't sitting here when we was at home already because we didn't make it to a bowl game, we wouldn't have the success we had, it would have been, kind of a sour situation. But definitely knowing us that we right here, we rank right behind them, same record, and it definitely makes me feel like I made the right decision.
The time since you left, have you kind of from a distance watched Oregon, their bowl games, watch the uniforms, watch all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends here, that I still talk to, and those guys, mostly the older guys though. So that's why I was watching more closely the last couple of years because I knew those guys, and it's definitely cool to see them do well. See them playing the national championship 2 years after I left was kind of a little bittersweet thing, but I still happy for them getting there. So. It's been fun watching them though.
Chris, when you did leave, just to refresh, was it more to be closer to home or to maybe play quarterback?
It was the only reason was to come home. That was the only reason. The people asked the questions about me playing quarterback. Obviously, I wanted to play quarterback. And people would flip it and make that the main thing of the article. The only reason I came was to come home.
What's the biggest challenge that you see with the Oregon defense?
Just the athleticism. You got guys. You got LeBron. Out at linebacker. 6'8", 250 out there, running 4.4. It's kind of difficult to prepare for. We haven't played nobody like that this year, and it's going to be a little different. They have. They're a lot longer than the teams we played, and a little bit more speed. So that'll be a little bit different. That'll be different for us game plan.
You able to provide any sort of insight to the defensive guys on Oregon's offense?
If I watched them, I haven't watched them this year though. Honestly, when we're playing, they're playing, or we were getting ready for the game. So I really haven't got to watch them play. If I watch film, Coach Kelly, he keeps it simple. He's confident in the speed they play and the athletes they have. So, I know they have a new coordinator since I've been there. So I haven't watched them, so I really don't know what they do like when I played.
Nothing from when you were there then?
If I seen them, I definitely would know what they're doing. But I still haven't watched them yet. So, I probably will before we play them, but I still haven't watched them yet. He was cool, man. He was aggressive. I remember when we was up. I played my first game actually, and we was up. We was beating Washington by like 30 points. And I came to the sideline. He was like, "Why are you playing so slow?" I was like, "We're up by like 30 points. Like, don't you want us to slow it down?" But he got that aggressive, pedal to the metal all the time, attitude, and that's something I remember about him, the most. Is how his confidence, and his just kind of his I guess swag. You don't use that for a coach. I really don't like the swag word. I think it's kind of overused, but he has, it's kind of a little aura about him. That's what I liked about him the most. No, not for me. Because Oregon Oregon hired him. So, obviously, they know more about coaching than me. So, if they gave him a stamp of approval, obviously he was a good coach. So, it wasn't nothing he needed to do for me to, buy into what he was talking about or what he was selling. So, I definitely clicked with him, personally from when I met him.
What clicked?
He was cool. He was real, he was a real person. But even when I got up there, like my brother called him all the time, and like he would answer and call him back and stuff like that. So he just, he actually, cared about, kind of how I was, as a person. And like before I left, I talked to him, a lot of times, him and Bilotti about me leaving, and I think that's the reason why they, let me leave, because they actually cared. It wasn't a thing where they didn't care about it. It was. I felt like they cared. At least that's what they showed me. Yeah, I definitely did. I knew we was gonna play for a national championship. Like them playing in the Rose Bowl the year after I left wasn't surprising. Everything that happened, it wasn't surprising to me because I knew the athletes on the team, I knew the players they had, the leadership. So I definitely I knew every aspect of the program. So I definitely seen all that coming.
You continued to play receiver at Kansas State, and Kelly told us the other day, he said, well, he could have played receiver at our college.
Yeah.
Can you reflect on all that?
Well, it wasn't really that emotional because I was the one that told him I wanted to move.
Oh, okay.
So everybody thinks I moved unwillingly, but I went up to coach the week of the USC game, and I told him I wanted to move to the slot, and he actually wouldn't let me move that week, and they slowly moved me, rotated me in, and And eventually I just started playing wide receiver.
Yeah.
And that's how the move started. I mean, it wasn't something that I was mad about. I just wanted to – I talked to him. I told Coach Kelly, and Coach Kelly told me to tell Bellotti, and he said he wouldn't let me move yet. And then the next week they let me move. So that was really what it was. I mean, I wish I had a prepared story for you, but that's just what it was.
Why'd you want to move?
Huh?
Why'd you want to move?
Because I wasn't gonna play. I wasn't gonna sit on the bench and watch when I knew I could be on the field. I knew what type of athlete I was. And I definitely know I should have been on the field. So that's the reason. That's why it happened.
What's the difference between Coach Kelly and Coach Snyder?
I think one thing. Yeah. I think one thing that's the same about them is they both just want to coach. They don't want to do all the the extra stuff. As far as having to do a lot of other stuff, that goes with the coaching. They just want to, coach the players and things like that. But, it's a lot different. Coach Snyder's more conservative. Coach Kelly's more, progressive. Like I said, we were a more traditional program, and Oregon's more futuristic. I wouldn't even say modern. I would say, the futuristic, with the jerseys and the fashion statements and stuff. So, I definitely think they're on the different ends of the spectrum.
When you look back